Welcome into 10 Questions with NBC10 Boston. I'm joined today by Glen Big Baby Davis. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
I first have to ask, have you recovered from the Celtics welcome home weekend?
Girl, yes, I've recovered. Um, I had some fun. It's
Yeah.
good to see everybody. Being able to see KG retire his jersey was just an awesome blessing to be a part of that. And just to say I was a part of his journey, his basketball, career journey. And it's just awesome to have a friend like that.
Seriously. And for those that don't know the context, like you said, KG's number 5 went to the rafters this past
Yeah.
weekend at the TD Garden. What was the most memorable part of the weekend for you being in the TD Garden for that moment?
Ah, man, it was just seeing him cry.
Hmm.
Never seen KG even tear up or anything. He really teared, and I was amazed by that. You know what I mean? A guy with so much passion, and to see him, just so happy about his immortality is just awesome.
And for you, again, you were a teammate of his. So would you say is one of your favorite memories with KG?
Man, I got so many memories. KG was my vet. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with him. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes, just me and him kicking it and stuff like that. So it just meant a lot to know that I was a part of his process of his journey, and that I always have a friend.
So you don't have one story that like is the most iconic one for you.
I have so many, bro. Like, what do you want me to start? Like,
Remember how you met him?
how I
I
met
mean,
him.
how you met him, when you met him. Do you remember the day you met him?
The first day I met him, bro. The first day I met him, me and him got in one of the biggest arguments ever. So I'm a rookie. I'm coming in September, and we all play pickup, like getting to know each other. So I make a shot over him, right? And I'm like talking to myself, like get it up, like because I had problem with my arch in my shot, so I'm talking to myself, and he turns around, he's like, "Hey, mother, who you talking to?"
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, KG, I'm not talking, bro. I'm just trying to get my swag. He's like, your swag, and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that was our first encounter. So it was like after that, it was just we were inseparable. Like, you know what I mean? I was his rookie, anything he needed, I would get it done for him. You know what I mean? Peanut butter and jelly. I was the man to bring peanut butter and jelly every day for this man. Like
Nice.
so we had a lot of memories, man. Like on the court, him giving me the advice and just Detroit game, my first game, really kind of establishing myself my rookie year. I got a chance to play with him, and he was just like, dang, like, I arrived, like, dang, you're here. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to know that he knew, he trusted me. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's so many memories, man. It's crazy. The arm wrestle, everything, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as it's obvious that basketball has been and was a huge part of your life, but there's more to you than just basketball. What have you been up
Yeah.
to outside of the game?
Well, it's a lot of things I've been up to, but the most thing that I've been really loving to do is this comedy stuff. I've been loving to do this comedy stuff, and it's a new thing. Always wanted to do it,
Yeah.
always wanted to, get on stage and, but now it's just really just getting it done. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different process. You gotta kind of like start from the ground up. But it's been fun. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time.
You majored in theater at LSU. So when you had this made that decision to do that, was comedy in the plans all along?
Oh, well, comedy was somewhere, right? Theater major, acting, behind the scenes, learning how to work the stage and things like that. But I just knew I was going to be in entertainment some type of way, but I didn't know how it was going to come. And so now it's here, and I've been working like just like a basketball player, just working, getting my reps up, trying to get as many shows as possible to just get better, right? And so now I have this tour coming up. It's going to be fun. You know what I mean? It's gonna be exciting, something new for me.
Before we get into the details of the tour, how has the process been of, like you said, breaking outside of that comfort zone into something that is fairly new to you? I mean, you're naturally funny, but there is still
Yeah,
a process to comedy.
it is. It is. It's a lot of hard work. People
Mm.
don't realize how much hard work you have to put in. Um, of going through writer's block and really trying to find jokes. Putting a team together and making sure that they cater to you and how you are as a comedian. Watching old comedians, like, and seeing the flow and seeing how they adapt, and it's been a process that I've been enjoying. Right, I'm kind of curious, like it's something new, like so it's been a battle, but fun. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But
yeah,
fun.
could be.
And this, the difference is the pay. The pay is a little different than the NBA,
Mhm.
but you got to humble yourself. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
There was times I didn't think I'd take $3,000, but as a comedian, I have to,
right.
because I have no work,
You got to
so I
start
have to,
somewhere.
yeah, I have to start somewhere. So it's been a great process. I love it, and I'm just enjoying the journey.
You mentioned studying other comedians. Is there someone that has particularly stood out when it comes to you trying to not necessarily emulate them, but use them as a blueprint?
Well, You know, I'm an old school type of guy.
Hmm.
So, from Louisiana, I'm a Southern guy. I love those old comics, Bernie Mac,
Yeah.
Richard Pryor,
Yep.
Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. Like, there's so many I can name, but those guys got that old school feel,
Hmm.
So I'm kind of in that lane. I love that type of comedy. I like some of the new guys too. DC Young Fly, you got the 85 South Show. Like, those guys are awesome. What
Yeah.
they're doing with improv comedy, like, you know what I mean, on the fly. You know what I mean. So, I've been watching, been learning, been taking notes from everybody.
And social media has played a huge role in, like you said, the newer comedians coming up. You have people on TikTok becoming TikTok comedians. So for you,
Yeah.
your pages are just like that. Like your comedy is seeping through your Instagram page on a daily basis. How have you been able to manage creating that content on a daily basis?
Girl, I just been just trying to figure it out. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, so I think the biggest thing is just doing it,
right.
post it. Like, you know what I mean? Do it and post it. Like, that's what I've been just trying to work on, stay consistent, right? Gain more followers, make my followers believe, like, hey, this guy is really trying comedy. I got to go check him out. So, it's just been a process. Just keep going.
As an entertainer, like you mentioned in the NBA, you're an entertainer now. In comedy, you're an entertainer, but we're talking about social media. You didn't necessarily have the bad sides of social media when you were in the league. So over the years, how have you also managed to maybe keep a distance when you can, or like balance how much time really you're on social media for the sake of your mental health, really?
Um, yeah, you got to take some time off with social media in a way. But right now, I'm grinding. I'm grinding to get myself out there as a comedian. You know what I mean? And just figuring out the ways of the comedian world, right? As basketball players, we have to adapt in a new world with basketball players. And now I'm a comedian, so I have to adapt, and try to figure it out. But like I said, it's super exciting, and got so much to learn.
Right, of course. I'd be remiss because you do know a lot about basketball. And oh, actually, before we get into that, the comedy show is taking tour in Massachusetts. Did you?
Yes, we're
Yeah,
we are starting the tour in Massachusetts. We're going to
yeah.
start down. We're going to start at
Oh,
northeastern area and come all the way down. So we're going to be in Worcester, Mass, at the Comedy Attic, the 24th, 25th. We're going to be in Beverly, Mass. We're going to be in Foxborough. We're going to be in Boston at the Laugh Factory. Um, so I came to the East Coast because I have so many fans and so much love here. And um, being a basketball guy, Mass being a basketball city, I mean a state. It was just a good look to come that way first and to really, get it going. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
Right. No, that's exactly what I was going to ask. If was their intention behind Massachusetts specifically? So I'm sure
Yeah.
Celtics fans would love to hear
Oh
that.
my God, yeah. Celtics fans, they the first ones. Like, you know what I
They
mean?
gonna
Like,
notice you.
so yeah, they gonna come through. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see the turnout and see how it comes.
Mhm. Can you give us a sneak preview of what we could expect in the show?
Well, it's a life after basketball tour. And it's
Right.
just about everything that I've encountered after leaving the game,
Mm.
right? Because as a basketball player, we're like up in this imaginary world, right? That, money, is crazy, travel, just interaction with fans now that you're retired. Just things I miss about the game, things I don't miss. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
things like that. Like, just encounters with Doc, encounters with KG, encounters with Rondo. It's just who I am as a basketball player, but now who I am as a person. You
Right.
know, it's a tour that basically you can see who Glen Davis is as an individual. You know what I mean? What type of person he is. You get to see like really the real big baby. And that's what I like about these comedy tours. A lot of people don't know that, that I'm going in this direction. So it's like, it's kind of new. It's like you're getting to
Yeah.
know him again. So
Right.
it's gonna be crazy.
Looping back to basketball really quickly, though, clearly you still stay connected to the game. The viral video of you courtside at the Celtics Nets game, but who would, if you still really follow like consistently, so to speak, who would you say is a player that you've been following the most this season? If you have one, you may not have one.
I've been following Grant Williams.
Okay, why?
The reason why I've been following him because I look at his game and I feel like if I could have lost, if I could have, if I would have been the player that I feel like I should have been, it would have been him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The way his body is shaped, the way he plays the game. Um, I want him to do more. I talk to him about it all the time. About just him using his body, the way he plays. Yeah, I'll be watching Grant. He's a great player. I love his position as far as the way he settled himself on the Celtics. I feel like if he can give us 6 to 8 more points, we'll be a contender team. You know, a little bit more scoring for him. So I watch him a lot. I want him to be successful. I love his game. He's an SEC guy. Um, so we got to stick together. And
Right.
you know, um, I love his game. He's just a great guy, great
Yeah.
person.
So it's safe to say that you were really impressed with the way he's improved this year versus
Yeah,
last.
he's improved, and
Yeah,
to come in the game and change his game.
right.
He changed his game. He was a
Completely.
low pro completely. Now he's shooting threes. So that kind of shows me that he can adapt, he can change. But at the same time, he's still not him yet. That what made him great and why he got drafted.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he was a paint guy in the paint, you know, undersized big, but play like he's 7 foot. You know what I mean? I just don't want him to forget about that who he truly is as an individual on that court. So I watch him a lot.
From that perspective, then, what would you say is the hardest part when you may struggle your rookie season, your sophomore season, and you realize, all right, I need to change up my game? How hard is that to really do in the league?
It's really hard because first it's you coming to grips that I have to change my game.
Right.
That's the biggest part, right? Being a successful college player and coming to have to change your game now, it's tough. You know what I mean? But somebody that can change and alter their game can also, do other things too. If somebody that like he can start shooting threes now, then putting his game all the way together will, be complete. You know what I mean? So, it's just like I said, the game of basketball, you got to work hard, and he's been doing that.
Nice. You didn't mention the SEC. Both your men and women's teams at LSU are in the March Madness brackets. So,
Yeah.
how close will you be following your teams?
Girl, I'm watching. I'm
Okay,
watching my
good.
Tigers. I gotta watch
Both,
my
both
Tigers.
sides, both sides, right?
Yeah, both
Good.
sides. I watch my Tigers. I want them to do well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I try to have like an even kill because I get so mad when we lose. So it's
I
just
feel
like, all right, I'll have an even kill this year. Hopefully we get
that.
to the 16, 18, 8, split 8. You know, um, because when I think about my career, we went to the Final Four. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's just like I got a lot of pride, man. So I'm excited to see what's going on in March Madness for the Tigers.
What advice would you, if you haven't already, give the current Tigers when it comes to staying locked in during the tournament?
Um, Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. And NCAA tournament, it's about the one next to you. You don't care about everything else. It's about the people that are next to you that are on the court at this moment. Focus on that and have a each play have a quick, erase, memory, like let it go. You know what I mean? Like on to the next play. Don't dwell on things you can't control. Handle your business and everything will be okay.
You starting to sound like a coach over here.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned in the tour, on the tour, we'll be able to really get to know who Big Baby is outside of basketball. But before we even, fans get a chance to listen to that, what would you say is the thing that keeps you grounded despite the roller coaster really of the career that you've had, the careers that you've had?
Uh my biggest thing is just don't forget where you come from.
Right.
Before this basketball stuff, I was just, you know, same regular dude on the block, little fat boy trying to find $1 to go get something to eat. You know what I
Right.
mean? So just don't forget where you come from. You know what I mean? Always be proud, of where you come from and things like that.
Nice. Thank you. Well, this has been great. I'm looking forward to the comedic side of Big Baby. Any final
Yes, ma'am.
words?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go on, come down to the show now. Come on down. Come bring yourself on down.
Already making people laugh. Thank you, Big Baby, for joining 10 Questions with NBC10 Boston.
All right. Thanks for having me.